everyone, I am here today to tell you about CTC Math. I love CTC Math. I actually used this with Mary for the 4th grade, and honestly I picked CTC Math because she was having a lot of trouble learning the times tables and memorizing certain ways to do math, and math was really just not her strong point. She was really having a hard time with math, and math is honestly not my forte either. I'm better in English and history, and she is too. So I knew if she was having a hard time, I was probably going to have a hard time trying to teach it to her, because for both of us to have Asperger's, you know, if it doesn't make sense to me, it's probably not going to make sense to her either. So we decided to try CTC Math because what they do is they teach you right there on the screen, and it's like watching a video while the problem is being done. And since we are both very visual learners, I thought this would be the perfect way to be able to teach her exactly how to do the math and how to understand it. So this is my review for the CTC Math family membership, and I do need to say that I received a free copy of this product through the Homeschool Review Crew in exchange for my honest review. I wasn't required to write a positive review, nor was I compensated in any other way. All opinions I've expressed are my own or those of my family, and I'm disclosing this in accordance with the FTC Regulations. So, like I said, Mary had this in 4th grade, so I wanted to go ahead and show you. I know she's going into 6th right now, but when you have the family membership, it saves everything that you've done, and you have access to all of the grades, even through high school. So like I said, her last time that she did this was in 4th grade, so I'll just go ahead and show you. It still saves everything, as you can see right in here. It still saves all of her work that she's done. Now, for 6th grade, excuse me, the basic, now this is literally the basic curriculum branches that they're doing, is number patterns and algebra, measurement, space and geometry, and then statistics and probability. Okay, so basically, like right here in her 4th grade, I always start right in the front, in the very beginning. So like you'll click number patterns and algebra, and then you'll have all of these slots over here, and it'll say 9 out of 9. So that means for number 1, there are 9 lessons, and Mary obviously completed all 9 of those. So then she would move on to addition and subtraction, which would be 9 lessons, and she did 9 out of 9 there. So I also want to show you in the results at the very top for CTC Math, it's actually really nifty because you can go into a detailed report. Now this is her report for 4th grade. And it still saved it, even from 2017 for me, so I was able to go ahead and log back into her account, and it still saves everything, and it gives her her grades. So this is perfect. I mean, this literally requires no planning at all from the parent. I'm going to go ahead and jump into a lesson so that you can actually see, but what's great is it will give you an overall average of how they did in the entire grade. You can go to like a summary report. Now Mary was not doing this in kindergarten, so you would go up here to switch to 4th grade for when she was already in it. And her course average right here was a 96%. And that, for a child that was really struggling with math, really blew me away. I was really, really impressed with that. And then something else that I wanted to show you is up here in the settings bar. Right here, your pass mark is 80%. So Mary has to achieve at least 80% in order to pass each lesson. If she doesn't, she has to retake the lesson. Now you can change this in your parent account. I have it at 80 because I think that 80 is fair to be able to try to pass, especially for someone that's not very good with math. I think that that's a fair shot. So you can always change this in your parent account, and then it also says you can make as many attempts as you need to achieve your pass mark. So it doesn't matter if your child is doing this 15 times. As long as they are doing it and they get the pass, then it's okay. So like with me, with Asperger's, I have to be able to do it a few different times to be able to kind of get the grip on it. So it's okay if you have to redo the lessons. It doesn't mark you off for how many times you actually have to do a lesson. So I want to go ahead and show you one of the lessons. Now I'm going to jump into here because I have this set over here for 4th grade for United States curriculum, but Mary is now in middle school. I don't know where the time went. And I'm going to go to 6th grade. And I'm going to go to one that she hasn't done yet, obviously these, because these are the bottom ones. These are where she would finish for the year. And I'm just going to go to right here to, let's say, probability. There's only 2 lessons in the probability. Now up here, when you go through here, this is pretty self-explanatory. The diagnostic tests to be able to go ahead and finish. You can pick short, standard, or comprehensive. I usually use short. It's easier for her to be able to do about 20 questions. And then once you pass these, you will actually get a certificate, and you can keep that in your child's files. You can print it out and keep it in your child's files. And I actually did this with all of her 4th grade ones, and it's really great to be able to show for you records. So again, with CTC Math, it is an Australian-based company, so the lessons are spoken with someone that has an Australian accent. So for me, it held my attention a little bit more. I'm not sure if it would with other children, but I know with me and Mary, with having Asperger's, it held our attention a little bit more. So let's go ahead and do probabilities, and I'll show you just a brief bit of this lesson and how they actually do it, and how they do it on the screen for you, and it's really helpful to anyone who's really visual. Okay, so right here you have your video, and you're going to go ahead and hit play. For your reference, you can also print out a PDF
now,
of the lesson summary.
We'll be doing some work on probabilities. So an example, we've got a picture here of a spinner. You see it's got 4 equal size sections or sectors, 2 red, 1 blue and 1 green. Now in our first question, we're asked what is the chance that the spinner lands on blue? Well, looking at our sector, we can see that there's 1 chance in 4. We're going to write our answer a little bit differently though. We'll write PB there. That stands for the probability of landing on blue. And 1 chance in 4 as a fraction is equal to 1/4. Now we can also write this as a percent though. It's 1/4 as a percent. Excellent. It's 25%, isn't it? So the probability that the spinner lands on blue is 1/4 or 25%. Our second question, what is the chance that the spinner lands on red? Well, 2 red sections there means there's 2 chances in 4. So PR, or the probability of landing on red, would be 2/4, but we can break that down a little bit, can't we? That'll break down to give us 1/2, and as a percent, 1/2 is equal to 50%. Now part C, what is the chance that the spinner does not land on green? Well, how many sectors up there are not green? There's 3, isn't there? So 3 chances in 4. So the probability that it does not land on green then is equal to 3/4. And 3/4 as a percent is equal to 75%.
So there's a really quick example. I love how he's able to go slowly, and he gives examples of what your questions could be. I love how he walks you through each part slowly so that you can get a grip on it. He shows you exactly how things are going to be written. It's really helpful to me and for Mary. Now for questions, you would go ahead and go back to the top and hit questions, obviously when you're finished with the video, but I wanted to go ahead and show you. So it'll show you, like here's a question. The chance that the arrow does not land on green is, so he's already told you the basis of how to figure out how not to land on green in the 3rd example of the video. So it's really helpful that they go slowly through lessons, that they show you every possible way that you can do these questions. At the very top, it shows you percentage correct, and at the very end, it'll tell you your final score. Honestly, I love CTC Math because it's visual, it's really helpful, there's no planning for the parent, so even if the parent is not a math scholar, obviously I am not a math scholar, you can efficiently teach your child math, and you can learn as well, sitting there. Let's say if you forgot something that you learned, when the dinosaurs walked the earth. Some of these lessons, I'm like, oh, I remember learning this in so-and-so grade. Well, it refreshes your memory, and then if your child has a question, then you can help them too. So I actually, when Mary does math, I sit with her and do the math with her so that I can try to refresh my memory too. Because not everything that you learn in school eons ago are you going to actually remember as an adult still. So again, if you want to check out CTC Math, I highly suggest you check them out. It's ctcmath.com to check them out. They have lessons from kindergarten all the way through high school, and they're all just like this. Something else that is new this year is their question bank wizard that we did not have in 4th grade, where you can actually go in and make your own worksheets with your own questions. And you can actually print out these worksheets for your kids to be able to do if you need to do something other than just on the computer, which is really helpful because Mary's computer that we use this for homeschool is a shared computer that we all share in the living room. So that is actually really helpful to be able to have that. So just in case someone else is on the computer doing work, then she can go ahead and have a worksheet to go ahead and start something before we can actually get into the actual lesson. If you want to check out other Homeschool Review Crew reviews on CTC Math on pretty much all of the grades, I did 6th grade, but you're going to have other reviewers that did other grades, go to homeschoolreviewcrew.com and you'll be able to check out all of our reviews. They'll all be on a big linky so that you can just click on all of them. Some will be reviews on video form like me, and then some will also just be blog posts with pictures and screenshots as well. So again, if you guys really like a visual math program that actually works, I suggest checking out CTC Math. Thank you so much.